We are now going to make the center motif. So make a magic ring. That's your magic ring right there. And chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This counts as 1 triple crochet. Then 2 more triple crochet over the ring. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 triple crochets over the ring. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 triple crochets over the ring. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 triple crochets over the ring for the last time. This is the 4th. 3 triple crochets over the ring. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slippy stitch on the 4th chain of the beginning chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tighten the ring. And you have a total of 4 groups of 3 triple crochets. Then chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet on the same stitch. Then 2 single crochet on the next stitch, this one. You be careful with this because it's easily skipped. See, I almost went there. So do not miss this stitch right here. So 2 single crochets there, 2 single crochets on the next stitch, then 3 single crochets on the chain 3 space, 2 single crochet on the next stitch 3 times, so that's 1, 2, 3, and repeat 3 single crochets on the next chain 3 space, 2 single crochets on the next stitch, and the next, and the next. So keep repeating 3 single crochets on the chain 3 space, 2 single crochets on next stitch 3 times, that's 1, 2, 3. Then 3 single crochet on the next space. Then slip stitch on the next chain. Which is the first chain of the chain 2. And this is the end of round 2. Round 3, we'll make a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next stitch. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next stitch. Keep repeating. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next stitch. So keep repeating the same set of stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you toward the end of this round. After the last chain 5 of this round, then slip stitch on the beginning, slip stitch, and so that's the end of this third round. On the next round, we will be joining this onto the heart and shells motif. So to begin that round, we are going to go ahead and slip a stitch onto the next chain 1 stitch, and then single crochet into the space. So chain 2, we are going to make a double crochet shell. That counts as 1 double crochet, then 2 more double crochet on the same space. Then chain 1, and we are going to join onto the heart and shells motif. So just to show you the end result after the joining, and if I use the same color of thread, you will not be able to see where the joining is done. So I'm gonna use a contrasting motif so that you can see how the joining is done. So here I made a green center motif so that we can see where the joining actually begins. They're all joined onto the loop with a single crochet. So this is how it looks now that they're joined. But the landmark is the shells. So you can see that the shell is joined onto the seam of the 2 heart motifs. So it's fastened onto the single crochet. And the same way here, here, and here. and the loops are joined onto the loops of the other motif. I'm gonna show you how this is done. So after making half shell and chain one, then we join by making a single crochet onto the marked stitch. Then finish the shell by making chain one and 3 double crochets on the same space. Chain 2, 1, 2, and join to the next loop of the red motif. So we're alternating work between the red motif and the green motif. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet on the green motif, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the red, chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet on the next loop of the green, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the red, since our next joining is marked, so we need to make a shell on the next loop. So we chain 2, and make a double crochet shells on the next loop of the green. Chain 1 and single crochet on the marked stitch, chain 1 and finish the shell, chain 2 and single crochet on the next loop of the red, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the green, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the red, which is this one, then chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the green, then chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next loop of the red, then chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet on the next loop of the green. Then we are going to make the next shell. Actually, we should have made a shell right here instead of making a single crochet. So let's undo the single crochet and make a shell right here, because the next joining is on the marked area and it's supposed to be joined by a shell stitch. 1, made out of 3 double crochet shell, chain 1, and we are going to join to the mark stitch. So this is how it looks right now. Chain 1, chain 2, and we will join to the next loop. So we're actually just repeating over and over what we have done here. Next joining is on this loop right here. So chain 2, 1 and 2, and single crochet on the next loop of the green, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the red, chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet on the next loop of the green, chain 2, single crochet on the next loop of the red right there. Chain 2, and this is where we need to make another shell because the next joining is at the mark stitch. So make a shell on the next loop of the green. Chain 1 to join into the single crochet of the red. So we just join it with a single crochet. Okay, the yarn is splitting. Okay. Then we chain 1 and finish the shell. Then chain 2 after the shell. And single crochet on the next loop of the red. It's splitting so bad now. Chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet back in the green. Chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next loop of the red. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet back in the next loop of the green. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet on the next loop of the red. Then chain 2, 1, and 2, and slip stitch on the corner stitch of the beginning shell. It's actually the second chain of the beginning chain 2 of the shell. And this is done. And chain 1 to close the slippy stitch and pull the yarn tight. So that's how the work looks. And on an actual project, this would be red, but the reason I use green is so that you can see what is happening, where the joining is made. And this is how the finished doily looks like. Thank you all for watching.